Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial I am going to show you how we can create the login screen UI, sign up screen UI and this screen UI. This is the landing screen or getting started screen. This is the first screen when our user will open our app. You can say it as a splash screen. So let me show you what we are building today. So I have refreshed the page, so you have seen there is a beautiful animation for the screen elements, and after clicking on getting started we are presented with our login screen, and over here we can type our email ID. So you can see as we have started typing over here, we have presented with this icon, right? And we can type our password, and we can see the letters over here by toggling this icon. We can go to our sign up screen. Over here we have similar features, and we can go back to our sign up screen. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new tutorial. So without wasting any more time, let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, so we are in our existing project. Over here I have already shown you how we can implement different parts of the React navigation version 5. So as you can see, this is the bottom tab navigator, this is the drawn navigator. So we have already implemented all of these things in our previous tutorials, and this tutorial is also a part of this tutorial series where I'm showing you different parts of the React navigation. And if you haven't seen those tutorials yet, then I would highly recommend that you go ahead and see those tutorials first, then come here and see this tutorial. It will be helpful to you, because the idea is that first the user will be prompted with the sign in and sign up screen. The user sign into our app and then they will be presented with this screen. So that is what we are going to implement. So let me tell you what changes I have made to my existing project. So I have created few extra screens over here. As you can see, this is our root stack screen. This is the main screen where our splash screen, sign in and sign up screen is located. This is a stack navigator screen, and I have already shown you how to implement the stack navigator in my previous tutorial. So I'm not going to explain those things over here. So as you can see, we have implemented 3 screens over here, and those 3 screens are present in our root stack screen. And we have created these 3 screen as well, the sign in, splash and sign up screen. These are some basic screen with the text and a button like this, nothing fancy as of now. And this is our main app.js file, and over here I'm going to import that root stack. And as of now I'm going to comment this drawn navigator, and I will use this root stack screen. So now we are presented with our splash screen because that is the first component in our root stack, right? So within the splash screen, now we can start designing our screen. Before doing anything, I want to paste styles over here so that our tutorial doesn't get lengthy, and I will explain those styles whenever it's needed. So I have pasted over here, and you can pause the video and take note of codes. And also I will be uploading these codes to my GitHub repo. From there you can also get those codes, and you can find the link in the description below. Now let me explain. We have used the height for our screen, and we have created a constant for our logo height and width, and it is calculated based upon our device height, and it will be 28% of our device height. So we need to import the dimensions. Now I have saved it. Now we can see that our screen is present over here. So now we can start designing our app. First element of our splash screen is our logo. So I have also added a logo in my assets directory. From that we can use the image over here. So this is our main header part, and another one will be the footer. So this is our header part and this is our footer part. So you can see the header has the flex 2, so it's getting 2/3 of our screen, and footer is getting 1/3 of our screen. And footer is having the white colored background, and it has some border radius as well. Now over here I'm going to use the image For style of it, I'm going to use logo style. Resize mode of it will be stretch, and we need to import the image. Now saved it. Now we can see our logo is present over here. Now we are going to add some text. Stay connected with everyone, and the another text will be sign in with account. Now after that we are going to use a button over here, but we will not use this button API from React Native. We will create our custom button. To create the custom button, we are going to use some gradient color over there on the button. So for that I'm going to use this React Native linear gradient package. Now I need to install that, so I'm copying this code and paste it over here. Okay, it has been installed. Now let's see what else we need to do. So for the React Native greater than 0.60, we need to do this for iOS. So within our pod file, now we need to add this code. Now close this and get back to our main file. Now we can use that linear gradient for our button, and to use that first we need to import that. And also with this we are going to use some icon in our app, so I'm going to import that from React Native vector icons, which I have already installed in our project. I'm going to use material icons. Now for this text I'm going to use style title, and for this text I'm going to use style text. So now it's looking good. Now start designing our button. So for button we will also require touchable opacity. Now for this linear gradient I will use the colors. I'm going to use these colors. And for the style of it I'm going to use the style sign in, and for this text style I will use text sign. We are having some error over here. Okay, so for the linear gradient it is showing some error. Let me close this Metro Bundler UI and rebuild our project. So now we are presented with our button. Now we need to wrap this button within another view. The style of this view will be button. Now our button is located in correct position. Now we need to use an icon over here. So the name of the icon is navigate next. Color of it will be white color, and size of it will be 20. Okay, so now it's looking good. Now we are almost completed with our design for this splash screen, but we want to implement the animation effect. So for that animation we are going to use another third-party package, which is react-native-animatable. So now I'm going to install this as well. So for this I need to copy this command and paste it over here and hit enter. So that package has been added as well. Now we can use those things over here. So it will be animatable dot image, and over here we can use the animation and the duration. So let me go to the bottom of this. For the logo I'm going to use bounce in, and duration of it will be 1500 millisecond. Okay, I haven't imported the animatable yet, so let me import that. So now you can see a beautiful bounce effect over here, right? So for the bottom section of our app we need to use another animation, so I'm going to use animatable view, and for the closing view as well. And for this bottom section I'm going to use this fade in up peak animation, animatable. Okay, now saved it. Now we can see our animation is working properly. So we have completed our splash screen UI design. Now we need to use the navigation over here. So for that I'm going to use navigation prop in our splash screen, and over here it will be navigation dot navigate, and we will navigate to our sign in screen. So now after clicking, we are in the sign in screen. Now start designing our sign in screen. Over here also I'm going to copy paste my styles over here. So I have pasted the styles. You can pause the video and take note of these codes. Okay, now after this we need to get similar kind of things from here. So we need to import these things. Also we need to get this touchable opacity dimension over here, and for the icons I'm going to use two icons. One is the feather, another one is font awesome. Also you can see over here we have used the platform API, so we need to import that as well. So now our first section will be for our header, and next one will be our footer. So over here we can see that 1/4 of our screen is our header and 3/4 of our screen for our footer. So within header we are going to use a simple text over here which is welcome, and for this text we are going to use this text header. And now within the footer section we will have our main page content such as email field, password field, and the sign in sign up button. Now the text will be email, and for the style of it we will use text footer, and then we will create another view, and for this view we will use the style action, and within this view we are going to use first a icon, then the text input field, and then another icon. So first I'm going to use font awesome icon. Color of it will be this color, and the size of it will be 20. Okay, we need to recompile our project again. Now we can see our icon over here. Now we need to use the text input. So for that import the text input from React Native, then we can use it over here. For the style of it we can use the styles text input. So now we can see our text input field over here, but it's not looking good, so let me check. Okay, here is the mistake. We need to use this text input, so it is this. So now we can see it's looking good. So another thing I want to do, auto capitalize will be none, and then I'm going to use another icon which is the feather icon. Name of it will be check circle, color of it will be green, size of it will be 20, and it will be presented over here when we start typing anything over here. And if the field is empty, then this icon will not be visible. To implement that we have to introduce state over here, but before that I want to copy this code for another field which is the password field, and the icon of it will be eye off, and the color of it will be gray. And over here I also want to use the text, so the text will be the password, and for the style of it I will use margin top 35. So now there is a proper gap between these two fields, and I will use the feather icon lock, so it is similar to this. and now we can type our password over here, but letters are visible, so we need to use secure text entry to true. Now it is not visible, right? Now we need to implement whenever we tap into this eye icon, then these letters will be visible, and when they are visible, then we can tap into this eye icon, then it will be again in non-visible mode. So now it's high time we need to introduce the state in our application. So for that I need to use const data react use state, and for this state we will use an object over here. So first we will use email, then password, and then secure text entry as true. So these things will be required to do these functionalities. So now for the first email, let me do on change text input change, and we will pass the value, and that value will be passed to our function. So let me create that function over here. If the length of it is not equal to 0, then we will update our state. So we will use set data to update our state, and we will use array destructuring operator to get existing state, and then we will assign our changes. So our email will be the value we pass, and the check text input change will be true. And if this condition is not satisfied, then we will also set our data, but this check text input will be false. Now we need to check those data to present our icon over here. So data check text input, if it's true, then we will be presented with this data, otherwise we will render null. Saved it. Now let me start typing this. Okay, so here is the problem. Remove this. So now we can see that our icon is being presented whenever we have some letters over here, right? So it's working as expected. Now I want to implement a simple animation over here. So for that I will use the animatable. I need to wrap this within a view, and over here I will do this bounce in animation. Now saved it. Now let's type anything over here in this email field. So now we can see that the icon is being presented with an animation, right? So now we need to implement this password visibility feature with this icon, right? So for that I will use similar kind of function for this text input. It will be handle password change, and over here we will update our state. Similarly we will use the array destructuring, and for the password we will use the value presented over here. And now we need to create another function for the toggle functionality. So the name of it will be update secure text entry, and we will update our state over here. So the same thing, first we get our existing state, then we will change the value which we want to change. So the secure text entry will be set to false if we click over here. Actually not false, let me change it to its opposite value. If that is true, then it will be false. If it is false, then it will be true. Okay, now we can present the data over here. So data secure text entry, if it is true then it will be true, otherwise the secure text entry will be false. And for this icon I need to wrap it with touchable opacity so that we can click on this or tap into this icon. And for the on press of it I will use this update secure text entry function. Okay, so I have typed something. Now we can see that it is toggling the visibility of the password, right? But we also want to change this icon, so let me do that. So if data secure text entry is set to true, then it will be this icon. Otherwise we will display this icon. Okay, so now we can see that there is a proper visual cue to this icon as well, right? Now it has been done. Now we need to just add two more buttons over here. So it will be styles button, and over here the button will be sign in and sign up. For the sign in button I will use the linear gradient style, and the text of it will be sign in, and for the colors of it I will use these colors, and for the style of it I will use the styles sign in, and for the text of it I will use the style sign in. But it's not looking good. Also I need to change the color of the text, so let me add white color, and for this we need to use this text sign. So now it's looking good. Now let me grab my charger.
A few moments later.
Now for the sign up screen we will use the touchable opacity, and we will use the text sign up. So for on press we will navigate to our sign up screen. So it will be our navigate to sign up screen, and we need to pass the navigation over here. Now for the style of it I will use the styles for sign in, and then I will add some more styles over here. So the border color will be this color, border width will be 1, and the margin top will be 15. And now for the text sign we need to use text sign. It's looking good, but I need to add some color for it, and the color for it I will use this color. So now let me refresh this. Okay, now we need to add the animations over here. So for this white section we will use the animatable dot view, and for this animation view we will use this animation, and over here we will use the status bar. Background color of it will be this color, and bar style of it will be light content. So now our status bar is looking good, and it will change the status bar for our Android device as well. Now we can copy this code for our sign up screen as well, because it will be similar to our sign up screen. Over there we will have another extra field which will be the confirm password, right? So I have copied all of these and paste it over here. And now for this password I will copy this thing and paste it over here. It will be confirm password. So now we are presented with the confirm password. The heading title of it will be register now, and the buttons will be sign up and sign in. And when we are clicking on the sign in screen, then we will go back to our sign in screen, so we can use this navigate, or else we can use go back. Okay, so we will be back on our previous screen. Now we need to just add some other thing for our confirm password secure text entry as well. So let me just copy this thing, and it will be confirm secure text entry, and it will be similar to this. So update confirm secure text entry, and it will be confirm secure text entry, and similarly this thing, and it will be handle confirm password change, handle confirm password change, and it will be confirm password, so confirm password. Okay, so now let me start typing something, so we can see that our icon animation is working properly. And for the password, let me start typing a password, so it's working properly. And for this, so it's working properly, and they are not conflicting with each other, so it's looking good. So that's it guys, this is the tutorial, and in my next tutorial I will implement the authentication over here. So our these screens actually do something. After logging in, we will be presented with our draw navigator tab navigator screen, which I have shown you previously in this tutorial, right? So that's it guys, I hope you have learned something new from this tutorial. If you do so, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and let me know by commenting down below. If you have any kind of suggestion for me, then also let me know, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. In the meantime, have a great day. Goodbye.